It's kind of bittersweet, isn't it? I mean, well, come on. Summer's not over. I'm not... No. I mean, they say it is with Labor Day weekend, but we're going to have plenty of heat, I promise. This is Cindy Dole, Home Wizards, and hope you're having a good, relaxing Labor Day weekend. Yeah, it's plenty hot out there. How hot? We know it's plenty hot, but, we're going to keep you cool with some fun things to make those spaces you call home a lot better. And with Labor Day weekend, you can't help but think, especially if you love the things tied to the home and garden, which I guess you do because you're listening to the show. All of a sudden, you've got this list of things you want to do now because you have a third day for the weekend, right? Do you have a list already started up? What is it? Let me know. Call on in at 888-KFWB-980. I'd love to hear what your Labor Day weekend project is all about. For me, we're getting our deck looking spiffy. We have been repainting our concrete deck. And a great tip, by the way, for those of you who are thinking of doing painting on a surface where it might get slippery and wet, is to add some grit to it and some texture by simply adding sand. Some store-bought sand like Quikrete. I mean, you just add a few cups of this into your can of paint. I know it doesn't sound very pretty, but it really does look cool. It gives you that instant grip on the deck. And what I like, too, is it kind of gives you, for us, we have kind of a creamy white paint for our pool deck. And then you add the sand in there, and it kind of makes it look like it's a beachy sand. It really is great. I love it. So inexpensive way to a solution to avoid having slip and fall accidents there when you've got this wet surface at times. Now, other thing that we're going to be doing, and I wanted to share some tips with you, and that is teak oiling. We have this great patio furniture, and we've been negligent. We've waited about a year, and we should have done it sooner, but it's time to kind of upgrade the oil look to it. Now, of course, teak can look pretty when it goes from brown to gray, but I happen to prefer that deeper, dark, rich brown look. And so we're going to be spending today and tomorrow teak oiling the furniture. And, the main ingredient in teak oil, it's linseed or that rosewood tongue oil. And some teak oil contains actually some ultraviolet absorbers to reduce the weathering effect. So you might want to keep an eye out for that because that's the whole idea. It's basically the sun and the ultraviolet rays that are fading that beautiful wood look. And then once you add the teak oil, it's basically going to last about 4 to 6 months, and before you apply it, it's a good idea to clean the wood down. You might want to use like a nice little soap and water sponge to remove any kind of debris that's caught from, having too much fun on your deck. But then after it's dry, you just simply apply the teak oil. And then for very, very weathered wood, you want to go over it with a fine sandpaper first because the teak oil can be applied using that soft dry rag or even a paintbrush. And then you want to make sure that you apply multiple coats of it, depending on how weathered the wood is, and then allow that, of course, that first layer to dry fully before you apply the next. And then you should be good to go. And then just make sure for maintenance that, in the winter months, you either bring the teak oil furniture away from the weather elements, or you can even use some special weatherproof covers and do all you can to avoid the splish-splashing puddles of water to sit on your furniture. And then just don't let it sit in puddles, because after time you're going to have to be back with that teak oil again. Now, really the good news about teak oil is it's made to last a long time. I mean, that teak wood is, it's really a super powered type of wood. So I highly recommend it for patio furniture, by the way. So coming up in the next hour, as we segue into more fun, we're going to be talking with one of the premier gardening experts in Southern California. So if you've been thinking about upgrading that outdoor living space, there's all kinds of great things that you're going to learn right here, right now. You can call on in at 888-KFWB-980, 888-539-2980. I'm Cindy Dole. Crank it up, Seth. Hour 2 of Home Wizards right now.